All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to an edition of Deeper Farmer Cigar Porch Talks. I kind of feel bad. Like, I've been out on the porch way more than I've been out on the deck this year shooting these videos. Every time I go to shoot one on the deck, it's raining or snowing or the wind is so heavy that you can't hear the audio. So, but anyway, we do have a special guest here. Say hello.
Hello.
Yes, Homeschooling Mama. The hand with no arm, the arm with no sleeve. I don't know. I should come up with something better before that. I've heard of a nice topic. We're going to leave Homeschooling Mama in a bit of a mystery here. What are we smoking? What are we drinking? I'm smoking the Cocoa from Blackbird Cigar Company. Again, one of my favorite cigar companies. They cannot make a product I don't enjoy.
I thought it was Thompson's.
Yeah, no, Thompson sells all cigars, and they've lost in my book. We don't talk about Thompson. We try to do cigars daily because they give deals and discounts and great customer service. Not a sponsor, but as far as brands, just in case Homeschool Mom wants to check again, Blackbird Cigar Company. Check out that video for further details. For my drink tonight, well, I'll go with your drink. We'll go back and forth. What do you have?
Circule.
Circule. What flavor cartridge do you have?
Black cherry still.
Black cherry.
These last a long time for me because I have the taste turned down to like 1 or 2 usually.
Oh, I guess I should have showed it before I opened it. I have Oberon Sunshine Tropical Tropical Shandy this time. Switching it up a little bit.
Okay, so it's the same thing. It's just a different flavor.
Different
last
flavor.
Last time it was a lemonade or something.
Yep, lemonade. They have a lemon cherry that's pretty disgusting. So, if you hear what sounds like someone farting, it is neither me nor my wife. My son has the Ronas. Sorry, you can't see it in my D&D mug, but I didn't want to get another cup dirty. It is a shandy. Quite delicious. I don't mind that one. The lemonade cherry has almost like a rose aftertaste, which is a bit rough. So tonight, something we haven't done in a while. I'm taking it easy. If you didn't see the video yet, Homeschooling Mama I had her pick a topic and she shanghaied the show, shall we say.
I did not Shanghai.
Did something that was, shall we say, she should have warned me about.
How could I have warned you? You told me to come up with a topic 5 minutes before.
You could have told me 4 minutes before.
It took me all 5 minutes to think of it.
All 5 minutes. So anyway, check that video out. Tonight, this is a pretty simple one. Again, we're taking it easy on Homeschooling Mama. Because she's had a long day, a hard day, a rough day, but not a tough day.
It was a good day.
Well, that doesn't mean it can't be good.
Okay.
So tonight, we haven't done one of these. Let's do a winter/spring, probably /fall year in review. I think we did a fall video. We definitely did not do any winter videos because they are very difficult on Homeschooling Mama to be out in my frigid garage while I smoke a premium cigar.
I did suggest you could just not smoke a cigar one.
That was suggested, but that's been overruled by management. The producer won't have it.
You are the producer.
That's why I got overridden.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know if we want to do spring, if you want to talk about stuff that happened during the winter. I mean, we talked a little bit, I talked a lot about the newest addition to our family.
Okay.
So let's start with the big question here. Are we done with school yet?
Mm-hmm.
As of the shooting this video, I think we have 1 week left.
Okay. That's a little tricky
Isn't it, though?
because we use a sunlight curriculum and we are done with that. We finished all 36 weeks with the 2 youngest and Wild and Free Wolf and Fairy Dancer. Swedish Compass and Vashman somehow missed the memo.
Missed a week.
So they have 1 more week left, and then I believe 3 of them have some online work left.
I believe some of them have over a month's worth of online work left.
Oh, I'm talking about the younger ones. 3 of the younger ones have online work left.
I believe they also have
maybe.
encroaching.
But I'm
Depending on the
not
child.
too worried about the online work because that's kind of it's not a supplement this year. It's actually like core for math and language arts and science, but it's a little more on them. You know.
Yeah, it's very autodidactic this year. That was our design with the new little man coming. We wanted to do something that took a little bit more of a free. What in the hell? Neighbors are doing something so odd. A little bit of a more of a free, open expression to the school year, and so we wanted them to have more autodidactic work, just in case things went kind of sideways with little man's pregnancy, labor, delivery. We didn't want to have them get too far behind, but by doing that, they kind of got a little far behind.
Well, I mean,
Just one second, just in case. I'm going to record this car driving by because it was acting kind of shady at our neighbors. Might mean nothing, but yeah. Oh, she's looking at me too. Okay, well, that was weird. That's why you record these things. So anyway, yes, we did something a little different. We did a very autodidactic year.
Well, yeah, for certain subjects, I would say, but the idea was to take a little bit of the strain off of me there towards the middle and end of the year, especially given that we weren't sure how many appointments we would have, and we didn't want to constantly be interrupting or delaying the kids' school. So it was actually quite convenient. And
I think it worked, all things considered. It worked very well.
Yeah, and the kids had mixed reviews. Like, I can definitely tell that they learned a lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them want to continue it next year. Actually, pretty much all of them that I've asked want to continue it next year. So, where we do Sunlight as our core history, spine, Bible, but and we do reading and language arts that way. But then they actually do more language arts and then language arts extensions. So they're actually getting a lot of language arts this year.
Eye placement, good eye placement.
But they're also getting science and math and history.
So I do have to admit, I did talk to a couple of the aunts, and they're throwing some serious shades our way. Because their kids, too, will officially be done with all their school next week. And normally, most years, we are finishing 1 to 4 weeks before them.
But we did have a baby this time, and we took a good 2 or 3 weeks off when the baby was born.
We did. We took quite a bit of time off. Christmas even. I think we took a week or 2 off for Christmas.
Oh, we usually do, yeah. So we took 2 weeks off for Christmas.
But it's not like sometimes if we know, like last year when we knew we were going to Minneapolis, we kind of abbreviate. I think we took a 1 week instead of 2 weeks so we wouldn't get too far behind when we went to Minneapolis. I remember we kind of like broke up our breaks a little bit more. And
yeah, we did some weird stuff because we also took the same regular public school breaks so that we would have the same time as our
exchange student.
So.
Yep. But yes, a couple of their aunts are throwing some shades our way for the fact that we were getting done either right on time or actually a little bit after.
Well, that's impressive because we actually did double weeks for a few weeks so that we could finish early. And
but again, all things considered, having a baby thrown in that mix, I think we did good.
I think we did
good. So yes, next week will be the official last week, barring some catch up with some computer work.
Well, and wow, I can't blame everybody because it's a new program. It's one we haven't used in. Well, it's actually what we started with.
We started with it.
Time for Learning, and we haven't used.
Well, that wasn't the first one we started, but that was the second one quickly.
That was the first one.
No, you did that book.
No, that one I used the book after we got tired of.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is what we started with, was Time for Learning when we first pulled Bashman, and he was only 4 at the time. I think.
5. He was 5 when we pulled him.
So we haven't used it in.
Well, and to give you kind of perspective, everyone knows Time for Learning now. During the Ronas, they shot up. When we first started, They ended at like second grade. So like we actually,
I think it was
Vashman.
fourth or fifth. Actually.
No, I think it was second because Vashman was like he was going into like one of their last grade. He wasn't. He didn't exactly age out, but he was.
No, you're thinking of ABC Bounce that ends at second. Because we tried that too.
No, because they said that they were sorry because they would not get to middle school for 4 years, and that if like we understand that many of you like started when we started, and our goal was to get one every year, but we've fallen behind, and so we kind of tapped out a little bit out of.
Well, it wasn't working very well at the time.
No.
Which is interesting because as independent as our two oldest are, our two younger ones in school are actually more independent and able to do it on their own. And we had to help Vashman and Swedish Compass every time they used it.
But you learned from your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but
I
it
mean,
is drastic.
Yeah. It is interesting to see the different
Granted,
progress.
the two youngest we've been doing school with since they were 3 or 4 years old, so
If not before.
they did have a different educational experience for sure, but regardless they're better at time for learning. But again, they've also, things have changed a lot in almost 15 years, and
Oh yeah.
tablets and stuff is a lot more common now, and learning programs for kids are on almost anything, so they've already had that experience, and it wasn't really such a big thing when
No.
Bashman and Swedish
that
Compass were little.
We were kind of in the fringes of that. Actually, I think wasn't there some like when we were the one homeschooling group, they kind of looked down at us for starting.
A
with.
lot of them look down on online stuff. That's kind of still a thing, but not as much.
Not as heavy. That's more the traditional, the legacy homeschoolers we're finding that are very much down.
A lot of those are using like Monarch and stuff now,
Yeah.
though, so. And Abeka has even gone online for some stuff, I think. So.
I was just thinking the one I had the Bible study group with, and you'd never find him using using it online. But he's also very anti-establishment, and I respect that. So.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I think they'll be done in the next week or two, but.
Yeah, and I'm not.
But again, what I was trying to say before I got sidetracked is that because we haven't used that program in so long, placing them was challenging at first, and so we actually placed 3 of the kids in the wrong grade, and so they did 1 month worth of school, and they're like, "Yeah, this isn't working," and I think it was too hard in most subjects and too easy in one. So they did a month of school, and then we had to switch them, so they had to start over a month later.
Yeah.
Into the school year. So, and it's not like their progress keeps, like whatever progress they made, once they start that class again, it'll still be there. But they had to restart completely. So, even though they are still a little behind, they actually were.
Yeah, they were up to snuff.
They were interrupted in a month or 6 weeks into the school year. So.
But to be fair, a couple of them did quite slack off
They
on
did.
on their.
And I think they have learned now that was a mistake. So even if we do stay with it, I think that might not happen as.
Well, I think we need to kind of
I think it needs.
put down the screws on that for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yes, so school's almost done.
Yeah.
It's great to see. We're going to do our ice cream social, I think, this coming Friday, which will be my actual last official paternity day.
Well,
That'll be the last day of my paternity leave. I think I've talked about it here. Vashman, I got 24 hours off before I had to sign back onto the rig. Where baby boy here, I got 12 weeks, which I was able to kind of game the system a little bit and get 14 weeks off. Partially by kind of looking at their schedule and how you can log hours, and then I also ended up working 1 day a week. For my own mental health, I just can't to come to 12 weeks worth of missed emails and messages and updates. I can't do it. So I've been working 1 day a week, which then extends out my maternity leave or paternity leave. An
Yeah,
extra
it's
couple of
kind of funny.
weeks.
I actually went back to work before you did.
Mm-hmm. Full time. Well, I mean, you're part time, full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been going 1 day a week for 2 months, I guess, huh? So I think I took a solid month off.
No, you only took 2 weeks off, I think.
I don't think so. Maybe I did. Maybe I know I got yelled at by my boss's boss's boss. That was kind of fun.
It boggles my mind because you're like, well, I have to go to this meeting, but then I don't really think you need to. I really think that they're like, why are you here?
Yeah, that was kind of funny. He kind of had some words with me, but again, I wasn't doing it because I felt like I had to. I was doing 1 day a week because mentally I needed to. Like I needed to still feel productive, and I needed to feel like I wasn't getting behind, which was good because there was a lot of changes that happened in the unit. So I didn't really feel like I was getting that far behind, which was nice. You got your neck guard and hat out.
I'm just
and
making sure I don't get mosquito bites all over me.
You see the big one that I got in my neck somehow. Not sure how that happened, but anyway, yes, I officially, my last day of work is on Friday. I'm not sure when this video will post, but I go back the day after Memorial Day. Is my first official day back. So dreading that, of course. I have been tracking my blood pressure and my vital signs and whatnot by doctor's orders, and they have been the best they've ever been in the last year and a half. So I don't know what to make of that, because usually when you have a little bumpito,
Yeah, but he's pretty easy.
he's pretty
for the
chill,
most.
but still staying up late and dealing with crying and stress and wondering if the kid's still alive. Which, if we abrupt this quickly, it's because we have a camera on him right now, and
He's asleep.
he's chilling. He's been a little bit of a turd recently, but it's been well earned and respected.
Okay, that's not his fault. He
No.
was an angel at the. So we took him to a writing conference. I took 3 of the girls to a writing conference, and really, it's an 8 to 10 hour day. So it's not like I could leave him at home. He's never tried a bottle. I don't think he'd actually take one.
I don't know if he'd
with
take
as
one, yeah.
fickle as he is. So I don't think he'd take a bottle. So anyway, he just joined us at the conference, and he did fantastic. And there were a lot of people who were like, I can't believe you brought kids to this because they're so well behaved, and my kids never would have handled this, and my babies never would have been able to do this.
Which I chuckle at because, like,
Babies are the easiest to take with you. Like
we used to paranormal conventions and
Yeah,
EMS conventions.
It boggles my mind. Like, I think I've taken every single baby to some kind of convention at least once.
At least once.
So I mean, and he was fantastic. He did tummy time on the table during breaks. He laid down, for back and kicking, and he played and sat on my lap. He went to sleep. He ate. He didn't, pretty easy going. Pretty easy.
chill.
And it was an hour or so away to drive there and back. So we get home, and he was good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he got wind on the drive home because we had to open windows because the car was hot, or if it was just so much stimulation throughout the day.
Yeah.
And he didn't sleep well at the conference because he kept waking up when there was, people moving from room to room or new speakers, and so he didn't sleep.
Well, he's a
great.
very observant baby.
Yes, he likes to look
Doesn't
around.
if there's stuff going on, he's got to watch it.
Yeah. So it was he did fantastic, but he did. Once we got home, he had a little bit of a meltdown.
Yeah, a little bit of a meltdown. Not
And he
too
had to
bad.
be swaddled to soothe, and then he went to sleep, and he actually slept really good last night, though. So.
Once he went to sleep. Let's be honest here.
But he went to bed earlier than usual.
He did. Yeah.
And I just left him, because normally I wake him up and feed him later, so in the hopes that he'll sleep longer through the night.
Sound detected. Camera's alerting as a sound detect. I just heard why, though. My son frickin' Vashman's blowing out a gasket, trying to cough and blow his nose.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, because I'm looking at the camera like he's sound asleep.
No, I heard him through the window, just
Got it.
barking up a storm. So yeah, so he's doing good. I'm going back to work. School's almost finished.
We started tilling the garden.
We started tilling the garden up. I wanted to get it all tilled today, but I'm getting a stuffy nose and getting a little bit of a cough, not too bad. So I decided to go a little bit easier. I did some other outdoor projects today. Yesterday I really attacked the garden. We burned it down and got some prep work done there. But we got, it's more than a third, but less than a half. I'll give you credit. Homeschooling-Mama decided to run the tiller. So we got some good progress on the garden.
Yeah, it's not quite a half. And honestly, a good chunk of it will go faster now because this part of the garden doesn't have nearly as much like thick grass and stuff already growing, which is a pain to get through with the tiller. And I would have actually stayed out there and done more, but I didn't want to overdo it and tax my arms.
That's been the message today, is trying not to overdo it.
So, but it was nice to be outside in the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I probably looked ridiculous tilling in my swimsuit for the first 30 minutes, but I don't want to get a sunburn, and the only way to not get a sunburn
is to meter your time out there.
So is to actually get sun. So, but it looks good. It's going around.
Mm-hmm.
The pool is on its way.
Pool's getting there. I'm too nervous to run the filter yet. I'm going to wait until tomorrow to run it because I had jerry rig.
It's better to run it when everybody's awake.
I was going to do it because it's finally at the depth and it's ready and the chemicals are in there, and I was going to run it, but I had to jerry rig a few parts. The guy who owned this house before us knew there was a right way but decided to do it his way anyway, so I can either replumb or...
Oddly enough, his name was Jerry.
So truly, our hummingbird's here. We really should put out a feeder. Look at that guy. He's coming up to say hello.
Where is he?
Right there. There he goes.
Oh.
You got a little
okay, you weren't out here. The first time it took me a while to realize it was a hummingbird. The first time I thought it was some kind of hornet and swatted it. I hit him.
Good.
I felt so bad when I realized it was a bird. But it scared me. He's so fast.
So you want to know a funny story about hummingbirds? So every EMT class pre-2000, like 2005-ish, there was a scenario written in the book about an endangered hummingbird that hits someone in the eye, and they hold on to it, but it's still alive. And it's morals and ethics. Do you kill the hummingbird? Because part of a training, if you remove anything, they've lost the eye then. So it's a morals and ethics. Do you kill the hummingbird so that you can properly secure it, or do you remove it knowing that there's now a greater than 50% chance they're going to lose the eye?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was actually in the EMS textbook
I don't
until
even know what to say to that.
I want to say 2005 they took it out. Maybe it was 2002. They took it out, but that was one of the scenario questions we used to have to do. Was a hummingbird. It was a total morals and ethics. It was nothing to do with how do you treat this patient. It's just what do you value? It was a shitty question for morals and ethics.
I don't think that would be a question for me.
There were a couple people who were like, no, I'd have to save the hummingbird. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Random
aside about the world of EMS. In case you're all curious out there, that was a thing for a while.
So.
Yes.
We finally got the lawnmower going.
Got the lawnmower. Now we were delaying because of the bees.
We were.
We're trying to leave our dandelions and our they call it ash flowers. We have a bunch of white flowers that are growing. I don't even know the real name of them. They're probably some medicinal.
I still have the app on my phone.
We should take a picture of it because they probably are some super medicinal flower that we should probably be harvesting. I don't know. They're white ashen flowers that grow around the fire pit almost exclusively. So I've seen them 100 times out in the woods. I have no idea what they are.
Interestingly enough, because our garden is not far from the hive, the bees did not even come bother me at all.
Well, there's nothing out there.
No, but the noise and I mean, I was wearing a ton of bright colors. But
Fair.
they didn't bother me at all when I was doing the garden.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but our baby girl got her
Or
beekeeper suit. So she is now gung ho about coming and helping homeschool or Uper farmer tear apart the hive next week and take a look at it and do some
Next week, she
investigation.
really wants to do it today.
She wanted to do it today. She was all hot to trot, but I think we have to at least wait
She
7
wants
to
her own
10
hive
days. She
next
wants
year,
her. Well, she kind of went back and forth. She toddled as to whether or not she wanted her own hive.
Really?
And when I talked to her about it, she was kind of, I don't know. Because I think she's like, well, it's going to be a lot of work, and I don't know what I'm doing. And
Well, she is only 6.
she is only 6. But to be fair, I have about as much knowledge as bees as she does. Cause
I don't know. Like, she's actually been reading the bee
she's
book.
been reading the
she
bee
can tell you
book
which
and-
one is a drone and which one is a worker bee.
yeah,
and
she knows how to identify all the different bees, and there's power to her. She's got no fear, again, which is kind of crazy because she's been stung.
yeah,
so-
but not in a long time.
No, every year she gets hit, but she got hit by hornets last year.
I don't know. But hornets are different than bees.
True, but it still stings and it still hurts and
I'm
it's
just
still
saying.
no fun.
And knowing that she can wear a suit might help.
But she's been almost like sticking her finger inside the hive, like
I suppose.
she chased
But
a
I do,
ladybug.
and
She
she-
chased a ladybug and she was like trying to grab it off the entryway. Like, really? Like, I kept my cool.
I mean, I don't wear anything when I go over there usually. So.
Yeah, usually you're very minimal too. I'm not there yet, but that's fine as long as there's 2 of you who love the bees. You guys can have them. I'll stick with my everything else. They are doing good as far as we can tell. I think they're building comb poorly from what I read online in the pictures I saw. They're building uneven comb, which you're supposed to like crush it or something, but I just can't bring myself to do that to a first-year hive. So they're going to have stupid comb.
Well, I wouldn't mind crushing it, but usually, like when we pull it off, there's so many bees on it that you'd be crushing bees.
Well, you're supposed to smoke them, brush them off, and then you even take it in and crush it.
Oh.
But as we talked about, when we do things our way, the stuff seems to work out much better than when we try to like do what the expert says.
That's fair.
Kind of.
Well, and our goal is to have the bees. Honey is really kind of just a side.
Yeah.
Our goal is really to have the bees for the garden and to generate bees. So, I mean, even if we don't like how their hive looks, the point is less for honey and more for the, continuation of the bees.
For the bees and pollination. I have to admit, we have way more. I never believed that bees actually made a difference, but then I've seen how many flowers and like the rhubarb on the side of the house is just popping. It's huge. I never believed it. I never believed that the bees made that much of a difference, but
We'll see.
and,
how our
and maybe
garden
I'm just
does.
I'm more attuned to flowers.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the side of the house, the rhubarb has been huge to me ever since we moved here. So
This year just looks bigger to me, and
maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I mean,
So.
definitely we mowed the lawn and the dandelions are already back. So,
you know,
so the bees are going well.
you know.
Pool's on its way. Spring cleaning in the house needs to happen, but I haven't.
That you really have to wait until the end of school before we start hitting, like, officially no one's in the classroom, kick everyone out.
I was actually going to start somewhere else and come down to the classroom at the end of the week. But
Yeah.
considering most of their work that they have left is not classroom work, I don't think it'll be such a big deal
No.
this year.
Well, and begrudgingly, the chickens got moved out of their winter coop today. And I say begrudgingly because the deal was if Swedish Compass moved the chickens and secured the winter coop, which securing the winter coop hasn't happened yet. We haven't torn that apart and addressed those issues.
Yeah, but we haven't fully decided what we want to do with it either.
True story. But the deal is then she can get turkeys which we have been avoiding like the plague. We did not want to do any brooding of birds with a baby in the house. That's just not smart. And I'm really getting sick of chicken dander in my garage.
You know, she could probably brood them in the old rabbit barn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's extension cords.
It would be, yeah, you got to run power out there.
But she could probably do it out there. And
But the ones she did find, she did admit that they had feathers. And technically, once they're feathered, they can be...
Yeah, they do have little feathers.
They can be outside once they're especially now. Now, I mean, you're not getting below freezing at night, and so we'll see. We'll put a big old pin in that one. But technically, she got the chickens moved into the summer coop. I don't think I mentioned it, but the winter coop had a bit of an accident this winter. Of course, last snowstorm of the year. We got a heavy, wet snow. And it didn't dawn on any of us that maybe we should go brush that off, and it collapsed.
Well, and we had extended the cover because we thought that it would be better for them for this winter if they had more dry ground. And so we extended the cover, and we actually extended the side portions to cover them more. And
which it probably was better for them to have more snow-free ground. But because of that, I think we challenged the structural load.
Yeah.
More than it should have been. So, whoops, lessons learned. Like I told the kids, they thought I was going to be angry about it or upset, but this is part of homesteading, is learning from your mistakes. So what do we learn? If we're going to extend it, we got to put bracing or, you know.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I want to do to the coop this year to kind of make it sturdier, but also more better for the birds. We need to add some roosts outside of the coop, and I want to do some other stuff in there.
So yes, we're looking. I think this might be odd. This is not like us being a homeschool family, but we may try to do a Memorial Day trip. I'm thinking St. Ignace or Mackinac City.
For what purpose?
Last hurrah before Dad's got to go back to work. Start of the summer. That's like the worst time to travel, though, because everyone...
especially in that area. I'm not sure about that.
Everyone's going to be heading there. But yeah,
Although we got... early this next week to the hot springs or something like that.
Yeah.
Should be open. Should be warm enough, but there shouldn't be a huge...
I don't think those ever close.
They close part of the winter.
I think they did in the winter.
They didn't used to.
So that'll be good. We'll get out and got some tentative summer trips planned. Nothing major. There's definitely a logistical curveball we have to deal with. I'm thinking about talking to a couple of the car rental places and see if we guarantee that we're going to rent it at least 4 times, that they bring in a 15-passenger van.
A 12 would be fine.
12's fine. 12, yeah.
Heck, a 10 would work.
I might go and there's a kind of a local car rental place. We've rented from them before. They're actually very, very nice.
They stopped renting cars.
Maybe if I talk nice to them, like just get that Uper charm, they'll bring one in.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of depends on who's going. The van works if it's just one of us and the kids.
Yeah.
Although we did learn 2 cars is not terrible.
No.
Taking 2 vehicles has its benefits. It's kind of a pain as far as like the driver doesn't get a break because we both have to drive the whole time.
Yeah.
But as far as like, okay, these 2 kids are kind of picking at each other, put them in separate vehicles.
Switch vehicles.
Oh, we need more space for clothes or whatever we're taking with us.
Eddie and Uper Farmer here. So at this point in the video, we kind of pivot like we do in a lot of these videos and start talking about the exchange program. So we decided to make this a 2-part episode. So stay tuned for us to have part 2 where we talk about the exchange program. Anyway, stay safe out there and we'll see you on the next one.